Yeah, first rapid fire is going to be real rapid. Watch Dragon Ball Evolution because you wanted me to suffer.
In an ancient time, Earth was nearly destroyed. Not by man, but by gods from the sky. 7 mystics banded together to fight the invaders. They created the Dragon Balls. Now the signs have appeared again. The evil has returned. Only one chosen warrior has the power to defeat this threat.
I'm not ready for this.
You are the only one who can do it.
With this Dragon Ball, I take my vengeance upon the Earth.
We have to find the Dragon Balls before the eclipse.
Let's go.
We'll go, but we go together. Cool.
This spring.
It was bad. It pretty much killed the anime movie for years.
Certainly the American one. I don't know about in Japan. There's been some pretty horrific live-action Japanese anime movies.
Yeah, but I was more talking about in America.
Definitely in America. No. Hey, but look, the one good thing this movie
budget
did,
of $30 million. It had a box office of $56.5 million, and Ron Perlman was almost Piccolo.
Was he actually? There's a lot of fun facts about this.
Yes. The only reason he didn't do it was because he was doing Hellboy.
Man, he made the correct choice in that one. Fun.
Did he?
Here's
I
a couple
think
things.
both. I think both were bad. This was just worse.
I mean, Hellboy is an iconic character, B, an iconic movie, and C, critically well received. So, both of those
stand by
were
what I said.
critically well received. So,
I stand by what I said.
But yes, this movie was so bad, very famously, that it brought Akira Toriyama back to Dragon Ball. He was pretty well retired from it, and the series was pretty well over. And this was so bad, and he hated it so much that it's the reason Battle of Gods exist. The other thing,
and then as a result, why Super came into being.
Yep. And another fun bit of trivia about this that you may or may not know is that the guy who plays Piccolo, James Masters.
Justin Chatwin.
No, that's the guy who plays Goku. Guy who plays Piccolo. James Masters. Jason Masters. James Masters.
Hold on. Keep talking while I look it up.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's James Masters. He was very famously Spike on Buffy the Vampire
Slayer. Yeah, James Marsters.
Marsters, yeah. He was you know him as you wouldn't know him as he was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer very famously. You would know him on Smallville as Brainiac, but he alleges that he is a fan of Dragon Ball and that he was so upset by this movie that as an apology to the fans, he is Zamasu. And
I know that the guy who played Goku in this has also apologized to both Akira Toriyama and the fans.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, we got into it last time about how I maintain it's not his fault. But yeah, James Marsters plays Zamasu uncredited to not distract away from it as a thank you. So that's the reason why he sounds as cool as he does.
I think it's the fault of any one of them who claims to have been a fan of Dragon Ball not putting their foot down and refusing to be in this.
Right.
So the guy who did Piccolo says he's a fan of Dragon Ball.
That's why I don't believe him.
I hold you responsible for being in this movie then. Guy who played Goku said that he liked Dragon Ball.
Did he?
I blame I think it said that in here.
I don't believe that for a fucking second.
Maybe I read. But I do know that the guy who directed it and wrote it has famously gone on record and said that he wasn't.
He didn't. That absolutely comes across.
It absolutely, yes, exactly.
I don't believe for a second that James Marsters would fight. I don't. That quote sounds suspicious. It sounded like promo campaign bullshit, PR campaign.
Oh, I
bullshit.
could absolutely believe that.
Like this is an example of a movie that is unabashedly ashamed of its source material.
Well, it's not even that it's ashamed. It's just the director and the writer, I think it was the writer specifically, Ben Ramsey. He knew nothing about Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but
so clearly he was handed a post-it note with a few cliff notes, which he they didn't even. And I compare this to the Avatar, the Shamalama Ding Dong one, where it's like they can't even get half of the names right.
He claims that honestly that is a fair comparison because to me this is comparable to two adaptations of things, Avatar: The Last Airbender because or The Last Airbender I should say, because M. Night Shyamalan claimed to be a fan of that property, and I just
don't believe that that's true.
Believe. But I think it shares its ashamedness of its source material with it's ashamed to be a Dragon Ball thing, and it shares that with the Power Rangers 2017 movie. Like that's
yeah, I can see the comparison there too. Yeah,
it is unabashedly ashamed of the thing it's based on. It's trying to ground shit that has no business being ground in reality. Like this is an unreal universe. What are you fucking doing?
I mean, that's not even talking about the fact that it whitewashes.
Well, yeah, putting aside
it's horrendous. It's horrendous whitewashing
weird because it whitewashes some of the characters but not others. So like, okay, so Chi-Chi gets to be Asian, Master Roshi gets to be Asian, Yamcha gets to be Asian, Goku's white. The only character who it doesn't bother me is Bulma, because Bulma is so white coded. She is white. She's rich white girl coded.
She's plus even in the show, she looked white.
Even if
she
didn't
acted
or did
white.
Look white,
she seemed white.
She was
rich and white.
Yeah, she even if she
her
didn't
dad
look
looked white.
Because I mean, arguably Goku does kind of look a little white, but like. She was.
Yeah, but Goku's also an alien, so yeah, I'm forgiving of that.
She, in her writing and her characterization, putting aside her looks, was coded white.
Yeah,
she's coded white. So like her being white wasn't really all that. Honestly,
the thing that irritates me about Bulma in this movie is that stupid little blue strand of hair, where like you couldn't put a blue hair dye job on her, or even ignoring that, just get rid of the little blue strip and just have her have normal hair.
Yeah. I mean, just get her a wig. You could get a
and then the Goku being in high school thing. The Goku being in high school thing particularly irritates me because, and I get they're doing Dragon Ball, but
they're not though.
No, but exactly, that's my point.
But they're not though.
So to have this be where like
I fixed this.
I mean, if you're gonna westernize it, and then like I would just
be homeschooled. Easy fix.
Well, yes, yes. But I was more gonna say like I would skip past the Dragon Ball aspect and skate straight to Dragon Ball Z aspect. Goku's gone. This is Gohan.
I mean, sure, yeah, you're not wrong, but you couldn't. There's no way you could do that with a Dragon Ball movie. Like I don't.
Because I mean, Gohan went to high school.
It's not Goku.
We
Goku,
saw him.
Yeah,
we saw him be in high school.
But if you did a Dragon Ball movie and it was a Dragon Ball Z movie, and you skipped all over 90% of Dragon Ball Z and it was teenage Gohan, mainstream audiences wouldn't care.
Mainstream audience hated it anyway.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's
like the reason they did what they did was to not try and appeal to the Dragon Ball fans, but to appeal to the Main Street, the normal people. So the Main Street normal people aren't going to know anyways.
The only reason why he goes to high school is so that he has a established connection.
A bully.
To Chi-Chi. No, the bullies had nothing. You could cut the bullies. I mean, yes, functionally, it's to have that scene where he fights the bully, but that scene adds nothing. You could cut it out. It wouldn't make a fucking difference. No, in functionality, the only reason why he goes to high school is that he has a pre-established relationship with Chi-Chi, so that she can be a love interest, which you don't need. All you need to do, like, you could completely cut out him going to high school completely, because you have it where he's homeschooled. Even if you want to have Justin Chatwin is a normal teenager, and he wants to get out and explore the world, and he still has that desire that he has in this.
You could have her meet him at the fucking tournament thing that.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. You have it where he's homeschooled. He meets Chi-Chi. They go on the adventure. He's a little sheltered, but is still more or less a regular person, what have you. And he meets Chi-Chi at the karate tournament. Having that karate tournament completely makes the high school shit redundant. Completely redundant. And then if you still want to have him be like white Goku and he's more or less like, that's not changing anything. That's not making him like he is. That's not aging him back down to be 8. That's not doing any of that. Yeah. He's the same.
The other thing that drives me crazy, it's not airbending. The Kamehameha wave and stuff that they're doing in the anime is not airbending. Why are you calling it airbending? Stop calling it airbending.
But I have to assume that, like, this is bad. Don't get me wrong. This is a bad movie, and I still hate it. I remember once I said it was worse than AIDS. I don't think it's worse than AIDS.
Ooh, that's a strong statement.
No, actually, I think
AIDS are pretty bad.
I think you might have said it was worse than AIDS.
I don't think so. That sounds very hyperbolic.
You were 17.
That sounds like but like my level of hyperbolic is not that intelligent.
Because
that sounds like your level of hyperbolic.
I remember the back and forth being it's worse than AIDS. No, it's worse than a movie about AIDS. I seem to recall that. But anyway, I have to assume you're.
And that's not even talking about all the things that it gets wrong between the Dragon Ball, the Ozarus,
I will say, like, I do recall from my last time watching this that, like, there was more in there that's accurate, especially considering, like, I'm actually, it makes the shit that they get right more impressive than it would have otherwise been, because, like, there's the occasional thing in there that, like, yeah, this is a fair, like reasonable representation of what this was in an Americanized version format.
You're being too nice.
I can't think of anything specifically. I have a previous video where I did that, but like I do recall like it's bad. Okay, so that was my point.
It's one of those. My ultimate cessation and what I kind of came to feel about it this time is if it didn't have Dragon Ball on it,
yeah, it'd be a better movie,
and it was its own movie. Like same, like, and I'm talking like same beats, same like everything.
You just white out all the
strip away all the Dragon Ball related
orbs
stuff.
Are not Dragon Ball, yeah.
So like he's finding something called the Promethean orbs. You get 7 of them or 5 of them, let's say, change it slightly, and it'll give you a wish. You've got the aliens, which are just aliens, and they don't necessarily have a name. That's what Piccolo is.
I agree with you to a point, because I'm like. In the writing, yes, but also a lot of the for a show that's about fighting, the fighting in this movie is god awful. None of the fight scenes
but I'm saying it would if you took away the Dragon Ball stuff, it would take it from being a god awful piece of trash and turn it into an acceptable piece of trash.
Okay, fair enough, I suppose.
Like it would still be bad, but like it's much the same way with like Avatar when I watch it now, where it's like. Because I know the source material, it makes it worse than that first time I watched it, where that first time I watched it, I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize just how bad it was.
See, it's funny. I have kind of, with this now, I imagine this week alone, I imagine you probably went through this experience where it's not the worst thing I've seen.
Oh, it's definitely not the worst thing I've seen.
It doesn't really even crack the top 10 of worst things
But
I've
it's
seen.
still... That's where I say, like, if I'm looking at it as a Dragon Ball movie, it is a bad
for sure. It's a horrid Dragon Ball, but it's an.
But if I'm looking at it as a separate beast of just its own thing,
it's not bad.
It's
I've seen
D
worse.
plus. It's okay. Here's what I'll say: if I'm watching it as a Dragon Ball movie, it's an F.
Yeah.
If I'm watching it as its own movie,
solid D.
If I'm being generous, it's a D plus.
Okay, D plus. I'd go as high as a C minus.
Maybe, but that's being really kind.
But yeah,
really nice.
It's such an opposite effect, because when I first watched this, I was acutely aware of the source material, obviously, and it made me mad. I mean, this movie is the genesis of this, just generally.
Yeah.
We were so upset by it that we went to the internet and we complained before.
We had to voice our displeasure.
Yeah, before that was really a thing, and so yeah, I hated it, and it was the worst movie I saw. That was our bit forever. Is this worse than Dragon Ball Evolution? And like as time has gone on, it's like yeah, I've seen movies that make my skin crawl and are reprehensible. Like just not even just like with the shit that they're doing.
Well, it's not even
screen,
just that, but like I can
morally,
articulate different reasons for why things are bad now too.
This is a bad adaptation.
This is bad adaptation, but it's not gross.
Right, exactly. I don't feel gross watching this.
It's no Terrifier 3.
Right, or even like I can't like it doesn't make me feel icky like 16 Candles did.
Or make me go like, oh, that's problematic, like Adventures in Babysitting did.
Or made me straight angry like Lilo and Stitch did. Like,
oh yeah.
It does not crack the top. I just don't think it cracks the top 10 of bad movies I've seen.
To jump ahead a little bit, I think Lilo and Stitch broke me.
I mean, I could see that. It broke me.
Oh.
You recall, Jordan, I came into it very angry. My video was a very angry rant, so like I get it. Anyway, Jordan, is there anything further you'd like to say about Dragon Ball Evolution
before
we put this movie to bed for the final time?
Probably the final time.
Probably.
Yeah, no, time. I think it needs to just be forgotten to the annals of history.
Yeah.
The rest of my year in 2000.
I can't believe Japan has never made like Japan has made made attempts on several live action anime movies that have all been mostly bad. I cannot believe this and Naruto. I cannot believe they've never made an attempt at it. Like I just
ironically, I think Naruto would be easier.
I do think Naruto would probably be easier. The thing is, the only way a Dragon Ball movie would be good. But the problem is, any way you could get that would be competent in making one of these, like you want to get someone who can really direct and choreograph action and fighting. I just don't. Yeah. I don't think it would be good. I think it'd be one of those like this is not really understanding the source material, but the fighting scenes are good.
I think and this was kind of ever since I knew about the One Piece final note. Since I knew about the One Piece live action show. I think the only way you could do Dragon Ball, and I think this with Naruto.
Yes, I agree with that.
I think this with Naruto to a similar degree, but less so. But I think the only way you could really do it is if you did a show.
I think you took the
time, Dragon Ball in particular.
Yeah.
You take the time, you get the budget, and you do it like not necessarily as slow as the original. You don't need like that's a show you 500.
You could absolutely speed it up.
You could absolutely speed it up, but like have it be at least as long as a show is. I just don't think you could do a movie.
The problem with Dragon Ball, like any like Avatar stuff, is he's a kid, so you either have to age up the character in the story, or you have to find a kid who. But like I do think that. I don't think you're ever going to get a live action version.
Particularly hard with Saiyans because Saiyans just don't age for the longest time.
I don't think you could ever do a version of Dragon Ball Z in live action. I don't think there's a world where you could do a version of Dragon Ball Z in live action. You could do Dragon Ball in live action.
It would look weird.
Like the first 13 episodes of Dragon Ball, you could totally do in live action. It would not be.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z.
It'd be expensive, especially towards the end. The only character that you couldn't do, and you just changed the character, is Pilaf. It's the only one that's any sort of difficult.
But you could do it. CG? Absolutely, you could do it.
You could, but why? Why would you spend the money on doing
why not?
CGI? Because why spend the money?
He'd be the one expensive character.
I would just change him so he's just a regular person. He's not a little person.
No, that's boring.
Well, yeah,
or I'd put him in practical makeup.
Yeah. I just don't think it would. I think it would look.
No, the thing that would make Dragon Ball Z impossible, aside from just the beam effects and how sheerly expensive that would be, the thing that would make it difficult is a number of things. One, they go to Namek and you have a whole bunch of aliens, which would be expensive. Exactly. B, Frieza would look like a horrifying abomination in live action.
There's no way to do.
C, once you got to the if you made it to the Android saga, Cell would look like a horrifying abomination.
Yeah.
That's just not even talking about Boo.
It's just one of those things where doing with Dragon Ball. I'd much rather I'd much rather have Pilaf be a person and then them do a CGI of the wolf guy. Like it's just the
wolf guy
with Shu Fox.
Oh, Fox guy, yeah.
I just think that
well, that's why I say practical effects with Pilaf. You could make it work.
I just think it would end up looking really cosplay. But hey, I don't know. Maybe it could work.
It
Anyway,
would depend on how high the budget was. But anyways, no. The thing that they would really need to spend the money on in order to impress me with a Dragon Ball show, final thought, is the dragon.
Oh, if we're doing Pilaf, Ozaru's got to look good, and it's got to look accurate. We got to be massive.
No, I'm saying the dragon.
Like the dragon's got to look good, but. If we're doing the first 13 episodes or whatever of Dragon Ball,
yes, the
Ozaru is
but he's also very important, absolutely. But the dragon has to look really good.
No Chinese looking.
No cheap one.
Yeah.
Anyways, Dragon Ball Evolution, bad movie. Don't watch it.
Putting it to bed forever now. I don't think we're ever going to come back to this movie.
That's my first half scene.
Ever again, Jordan. Ever again. So, Jordan.
I just don't know what else we could say.
Going to yeah, right. Hey there, everybody. It's N-Card Justin here. This was it. This is the final time we're probably going to talk about Dragon Ball Evolution. At least I'm pretty sure it is. But let me know. Let me know what you think about Dragon Ball Evolution down in the comments. But in the meantime, if you'd like to see the full podcast that is from my early birthday special, you can click the box on the left, or if you just want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week, or you can just leave this video a like. That helps us out too. We'll see you all in the next video, everybody.